creme. It brings out the beauty in you. Available at finer retail stores everywhere near you. And now, back to our story.
Sergeant Barker, how do you know it was homicide?
Well, Mrs. Brown took careful pains to wash the soup pans and soup dishes before she served the rest of the meal.
Oh, yes, I can see that.
But she forgot one thing, to wash the silver soup spoons. What she didn't realize was that an hour later, by the end of dinner, the spoon her husband had used to eat his toadstool soup would give her away. She didn't know that toadstools make silver turn black. Mrs. Brown almost committed the perfect murder, but she forgot to wash one spoon.
Thank you for listening, and be sure to join us next time to see if you can solve another 5-minute mystery.
Lisa?
What?
Sorry. David.
Oh, David, you get 40 bucks.
Campbell short story. Today's story, The Good Salesman, or Love by Letter. An adventure in the personal columns of a great newspaper, brought to you by Campbell's Tomato Juice, the largest selling tomato juice in America. The cast includes music, Evelyn, sound effects, Joanna, Putnam the clerk, David, Helen, Agnes, Sarah, Florence, Richard, Morris. Each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Campbell's Tomato Juice brings you this brand new radio program developed from the most popular feature of your favorite magazines, the short story. Each one complete in itself, modern, dramatic, entertaining, a thrilling, different story each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Brought to you at this time by Campbell's Tomato Juice. Today's story, Good Salesman, or Love by Letter, stars Agnes Moorehead of Orson Welles' Campbell Playhouse, and movie actor Donald Cook, Gertrude Lawrence's leading man in the Broadway hit show Skylark. And now, your Campbell short story, Good Salesman, or Love by Letter.
My name is Helen Wilson. I live in Cincinnati with my sister Sarah, who is younger than I am, and she's married and has 2 children. I suppose I should really have been the young sister, because Sarah's quite the older sister type, and I'm afraid, am, well, shy and unattractive. It's quite a large city we live in, but I'm lonely, terrible lonely. Sometimes I think you can be lonelier in a large city than anywhere else in the world. And the awful, wasteful, unnecessary part of it is that all around are thousands and thousands of other people just as lonely as you are. If you only knew how to reach them. I suppose that's why I started reading the women's pages. These columns where people tell their troubles and ask for advice. And from there, it was only a step to poring over the personal columns, trying to understand the stories that lie behind those pathetic few lines signed John and Ruth and Mother.
And I think it's silly and undignified.
No, it isn't, Sarah. It's interesting.
Prying into other people's affairs?
Oh, no, Sarah. I just like to try to sort of make up stories to go with the little ads. Look, here's a girl in Kansas who says,
I'm not interested in her problems out in Kansas. We've got enough of our own. The mending and,
I'll help you with the mending, Sarah.
well, I wish you would. With the youngsters,
How long does it take mail to get to South America?
what?
Listen,
Ellen reads,
who will have pity on a lonely young American? Listen, Sarah, I am a lonely young mining engineer in the jungles of South America. I am dying of boredom. Please, somebody write to me. Richard Marshall, General Delivery, Montaluma, Venezuela.
You're not going to start writing to these people now, are you? For goodness sake.
Oh, Sarah, can't you understand? You've got all your married friends, your bridge club, Albert and the children. You've got dozens of things to keep you busy and occupied, but I haven't, and I'm lonely.
Well, even so, you're hardly in the position where you need to write to perfect strangers. You shouldn't write to him, Helen.
No, I guess not, Sarah. But I would be happy to let you read the letters I get.
Ellen rereading her letter.
Dear Mr. Marshall, I'm glad to write to you, and perhaps I'll write you again if you send me a nice letter in return. Life in Cincinnati is really boring, Mr. Marshall, and I can't understand anyone being bored in South America. Please tell me about it. Would I like it there? And tell me about yourself, too. Very truly yours, Helen. Oh, heavens, no. I don't dare sign my own name. What would be a good name? Betty. Very truly, Betty. Betty Wilson.
Richard rereading his letter.
Montaluma, Venezuela. Dear Miss Betty Wilson, I'm 22 years old and working on my first engineering job. I'm sure I won't be so bored with South America if I can look forward to regular letters from you. It'd be very nice if you'd send me your photograph. We're going further into the interior on a new survey soon, and it would be nice to have a picture of my new friend to take along with me. Please don't forget, and thank you. Yours truly, Richard Marshall.
Ellen writes,
Dearest Richard. No. Dear Richard. Enclosed is a picture of me that was taken when I graduated from high school. I warn you, it flatters me. At present, I am living with my Aunt Helen. I just made myself my Aunt Helen. Writing, she says, if she wants me to marry a wealthy young man in the flour milling business, but I don't want to. Haven't I been good to send you my picture right away? Now you must send me yours. Please give my regards to the mango trees and the boa constrictors. You see, I've been doing quite a lot of reading up on South America. With kindest, oh no, fondest regards, Betty. Betty.
Richard writes, from Montaluma, Venezuela.
Betty, dear, it's been almost 6 months that we've been writing each other, and I feel that I know you better from your dear letters than I've ever known any other girl. Betty, you must not marry that boy in the flower business. Please wait. Wait at least till I come back to the States. I'm sending my picture taken alongside one of our oil wells. Betty, dearest, if you love someone else, my heart will be broken. You're all I ever think of. Please say that you love me a little and that I have a chance with you. Yours forever, Richard.
Ellen, alias Betty writes,
Darling Richard, I know I love you. I'm sure that I do. I think I do. I know that Betty does. I wish you were here.
Richard writes,
Betty, darling, I'm coming home. There's a little more survey work on one of our wells to do, but It'll be finished in about a week, and then I'll be leaving. For the first time, we'll see each other. Betty, darling, last week I